certainly interesting.
It reminded me of like someone covering their eyes and be like, I can't see you, so you can't see me, kind of thing.
That's a real thing.
Silas having to run all the way back to base though, by the way. This is a lot of wasted time for him. He does have a bottle of his own, but unfortunately for him, like he doesn't have a support that can come and TP to his lane anytime soon. Like Earthspirit's TP was still on cooldown, so he has to run all the way back to base himself. Nothing to say, by the way, in terms of CS, it's absolutely destroying mid lane. Like, he's pretty much a whole level ahead of the Ember at this point. Not to say Ember can't come back into the game, but...
Ooh, Chalice again. Uses the equip straight up, and there's the Fatal Bonds, but, well, Sylar is here too.
Xingqiu been involved in 5 out of 8 kills so far, doing a really good job. Feels like he's in the right place at the right time all the time at the moment, and he actually hasn't leveled the silence at all. Interesting. I thought he might go for at least 1 point by level 4. I wonder if he goes for it at 5, or if he just maxes out the rolling boulder now, goes 2-4-0, and then goes back for more points in silence. Because we've seen, like you said yesterday, we saw the 4-1-4, which I don't think I'd seen before in ages. Rolling boulder nearly always tends to be the one that you max out first.
And then he skipped the distance, didn't he? He went the damage.
Yeah, he did actually at the level 10 talent.
Ooh, FY. Sylar's making a lot of rotations, and they're going to be right up on this Nyx Assassin. They've also got the Familiars coming in, but Sylar gets the kill.
I think it gets to the point in the bot lane now where they feel like they can't bully the old 11 though enough. Like, Sylar has to just head off back to the jungle now, and they're just going to give Innocence the XP in the bot lane, which I think is fine. Like, you want this tree to get levels. We saw how well yesterday, when you get points in this living armor, how difficult it is to push towers, right? And I worry for old 11 that he's not going to be able to get this like tower push potential going that he really wants to on this Nature's Prophet, just because of the living armor and the Nature's Grasp as well. Like, look at the denies on Nature's Prophet and the Queen of Pain. Obviously for Nature's Prophet, some of them are going to be the little Treant Protectors, but even so. Living armor comes out in this bot lane. Like, they need more heroes down here to push with old 11.
They're just never going to get the tower. We saw that yesterday.
Xingqiu's TPing down to the bot lane as well here. They might look to go for this.
They're starting. Boulder Smash comes out into old 11. Goes into the trees, and this time successfully TPs out. And Wrath of Nature, as Chalice, he's pretty low, and he's trying to run away, but he won't have that opportunity to do so with the Familiars and Sylar both here. X-Nova, he'll get run down too.
Oh!
Shot the wrong way, X-Nova. Spoke too soon, he jukes him out, and Faith Beyond, he's dead.
Proc on the Fatal Bonds. Oh, if they kill the center here, this is a lot of gold. Oh!
Oh,
the Fatal Bonds are still on the Familiars. They might look to try and do it through that. Oh, I didn't quite kill the creep. It has 12 HP regen, by the way, on this Helm of Dom creep. Absolutely ridiculous. Can I just point out? Why is this a thing? 4 mana regen and 12 HP regen. Absolutely nutty.
That's very unnecessary. Faith Beyond. He's got Helm the Dominator, taking a look at the net worth. Well, I guess he's an offlaner, so comparatively to the Nature's Prophet, he's behind, but this is about where the Visage was safe lane-wise in the first game, so you shouldn't be too upset about that. But over bottom, old 11 getting chased, Magnetized is there. And
Shadow Work
moving in.
well.
Did they get it? I think they reactivated the Magnetized. They'll get the kill into Xingqiu. They lose X-Nova. And Eclipse from Chalice doesn't really accomplish too much other than the Xingqiu kill.
A little bit wasted, unfortunately. I think he's going Master Madness on the Luna as well, which I actually quite like this game. Like, we talked about him wanting to be able to just, you know, flash farm the Ancients and things as well. Because they have that going for them, where if you look at eHome's side, they don't really have anybody that does the same thing and farms the Ancients. Like, Ursa can do them okay, but you just don't have that same level of farming speed that the Luna does. I think that's where you have to play your advantage on LGD.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower has fallen.
Nova, he's sitting here only level 5. Xinqiu's already level 7. So is the Treant. Jesus, what's the experience difference? It's got to be massive already.
Yeah, I mean, Innocence is... The support Joe is the biggest one, especially in terms of net worth, right? Like, Innocence was freely able to get all this XP bot, though, just because of the Ursa left the lane so early. And look how, high up in HP this tower is in the bot lane. It goes back to this point again, like, how are they supposed to be pushing down this bot lane if they're not going to be bringing heroes? Like, they're just losing map control and losing towers without being able to reply.
This is so far so good from eHome. I worried about the fact that they didn't really have lockdown, but I mean, they have a massive amount of slows and a massive amount of movement around the map. Magnetize down once again. Soul Assumption just blows up FY, and this is another game, it feels like, on the Nyx where he's not able to do much. Lucent Beam, there's the ulti from X Nova, and they've got the Fatal Bonds bouncing around, but the Sonic Wave from nothing to say, and the Overgrowth. Everybody is dead on LGD. Goodbye. Wow.
That Magnetize did so much damage. I'm gonna look at the fight recap here. Like, yeah, Earth Spirit did 1,943 damage that whole fight, which is like more than the Queen of Pain.
Yeah, and that was a Sonic Wave that hit multiple heroes, or hit like 5 heroes.
You have to remember, look at the burst damage that they have. There's like an Ursa with just the raw right clicks. There's Queen of Pain with like Sonic Wave and the magic damage. There's Soul Assumptions. There's Magnetizes. Like, in these early engagements, it's really difficult for them to ever fight because, like, yeah, they have points in Fatal Bonds. Yeah, they have points in Eclipse, but it's not the same level of like burst damage that can come through at this point in the game. December Spirit doesn't have like slight. He's only got 1 point in Sleight of Fist because he's gone for the chains and the Flame Guard build, which I think is fine. You know, you're playing against this Queen of Pain, you want the extra lockdown, but I think that there's just no sustained damage coming throughout the fight, right? Because like Lula can't just stand and like right click people at the moment. There's just absolutely no way. And I'd still really like to see Chalice try and play towards these Ancients at the moment as well. The problem is, like, because they're going to want to go Roche on eHome soon. Yeah, they're going to go into the pit now. Like, do LGD feel like they can contest? Because I don't think they can. And if so, why are they playing on this top half of the map, right?
Without the Chaotic offering, I don't know how they can test this.
Yeah.
I don't think the Eclipse does enough. Maybe you can try and swipe it with the Ember, but you can't even risk that. He's bottom anyway.
Yeah, and they scanned, but like the Roche is dead already. Like, why are they... I don't understand why they're scanning. Maybe it's just because if they're not in the pit, they're worried that they're going to come and contest them bot, but, you know, they can't get into the pit anyway.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
eHome's doing a very good job, and this is, you know, something that we haven't seen from them in a while. They've always been like... I don't know. Again, all 8 teams in this event, I think, can take it. I think they're more middle of the pack, though, if we were to rank them. Like, coming into this, I think people would say, what, LGD, Vici, maybe even, like, IG, RNG, SAG before eHome. And that's, you know, teams that I'm not saying are well ahead of eHome, but at the time, maybe people thought that was the way, this was how it ranks up, and eHome's got an amazing roster behind them. But now they're proving here, like, that they're still a very good team, even though they haven't had the best results.
I kind of get that, but at the same time, when a new patch drops, I think power rankings are really difficult to do, right? Because people are still figuring things out. Like, if a team figures out something quicker than all the other teams, they're like, power ranking is going to go up quicker. But to be honest, the games that we've seen from eHome so far this tournament, like, they beat Cedec 2-1 yesterday, and they're looking really good so far today.
FY gets the break onto the Visage. Fatal Bonds is out. Sonic Wave comes in. Chaotic offering used, but they'll have the save with the mech. They'll go to the back, looking over at Somnus. Sylar now needs to back off for a second. He doesn't have Enrage. He does have the Aegis, but let's see how they'll re-engage. And Xinqiu has been just on it, man. And Chalice is going to die. X Nova getting chased up as they'll grab the kill on Old 11. They'll take out FY and X Nova, looking like another team wipe, but Somnus, fortunate enough for him, he makes it behind the tier 3 tower and out of the grasp of eHome.
That was crazy, actually. I don't know if you saw Xingqiu. They turned around. They didn't have vision on the high ground or anything, I don't think.
He did the most damage again, by the way.
Yeah, they turned around. He hit a 5-man boulder smash, like just on the way through. Went through the middle of them all. All of a sudden, the Ursa just runs back in because they're so slow. He doesn't even lose his Aegis, by the way. He goes down to like 100 HP. And they tried to burst down Faith Beyond at the start of the fight. It's so difficult. Like, yeah, you get the break from the Visage, which is nice to go through the Gravekeeper's Cliff.
Dear. Somnus. He is hit with the Geomagnetic Grip. They've got the Soul Assumption. There's another kill for Ehome.
Dire's top tower is under
Yeah, like,
attack.
you tried to kill the Visage at the start of the fight, and you break him, which is good, but he has Helm of Dom and Mech. Like, look at his armor. He's sitting at 18. Helm of